Thursday, July 17th. Frequent floods prompt the Department of Environment and Natural Resources call for smarter urban planning. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources urged local government units to adopt science-based strategies in addressing flood risks amid the frequent flooding in Metro Manila. The DENR said analyzing the causes of flooding must be based on scientific data, especially with the ongoing shift in weather patterns due to climate change. It cited data from the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, which showed a significant increase in rainfall over the past decade. The agency said this has placed additional strain on drainage systems, contributing to more frequent and severe flooding in urban areas. The department also stressed the need for LGUs to upgrade drainage infrastructure, improve solid waste systems, involve communities in flood mitigation efforts, and restore ecosystems that help absorb rainwater. The DENR reaffirmed its support for local governments and communities in implementing climate-resilient programs. Senate impeachment court likely to reconvene on August 4th, says Villanueva. Senator Joel Villanueva said on Wednesday, July 16th, that the Senate impeachment court would likely reconvene a week after opening the first regular session of the 20th Congress. Villanueva said these activities were in addition to the swearing-in of the new set of senator judges. Meanwhile, Senate impeachment court spokesperson, lawyer Reggie Tongol, said that the Senate, through its Office of the Legal Counsel, filed a manifestation ad cautelam before the Supreme Court in response to its en banc resolution, dated July 8, 2025. Tongol said that the filing reflects the Senate's commitment to cooperation and respect for judicial processes, while also observing the proper institutional roles set by our Constitution. He added that the Senate's filing of a manifestation ad cautelam underscores the constitutional boundaries of each branch and the limits of what information the Senate can provide. Cops facing serious challenge in generating DNA profile from bones collected from Taal Lake. Police forensic experts are now facing a gargantuan task of building a DNA profile from the human bones that were collected at the Taal Lake in Batangas. Lieutenant Colonel Edmar de la Torre, officer in charge of the Philippine National Police Forensics Group's DNA Laboratory Division, said they were able to sort out 6 pieces of human bones from the 91 pieces of bone samples taken from the Taal Lake. He was referring to the claims of the witness that the cadavers were dumped into the Taal Lake 4 years ago. Another challenge, he said, is that the remains were submerged under a water with sulfur content, referring to the Taal Lake. The PNP's forensics team has already collected 18 DNA samples from the relatives of the missing cockfighters, or sabungeros. Vice President Sara hopes the Philippines is ready to cushion new U.S. tariffs' impact. Vice President Sara Duterte is hopeful that the government can mitigate the impact of the 20% tariff rate that the United States will impose on Philippine goods starting next month. She said this during a chance interview outside the detention facility in The Hague, Netherlands, where she visited former President Rodrigo Duterte on Wednesday, July 16th. The official expects the trade to be impacted by the new tariff rate, up from the 17% earlier announced. Duterte, however, maintained that the government should have already prepared for it since there was already an expectation that the tariff rate will go up, as was announced by U.S. President Donald Trump when she assumed office. Crising maintains strength and may make landfall in Cagayan on July 18th. Tropical depression Crising continues to strengthen as it moves north-northwestward over the waters east of Catanduanes, bringing threats of heavy rains, strong winds, and coastal inundation, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration. PAGASA said that tropical depression Crising is expected to traverse the following path. By 8 p.m. on July 17, it will be located approximately 555 kilometers east of Baler, Aurora. By 8 a.m. on July 18th, it will be about 350 kilometers east of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. By that evening, around 8 p.m., it is forecast to be 125 kilometers east of Apari, Cagayan. On the morning of July 19th at 8 a.m., Crising will be 45 kilometers north of Lawag City, Ilocos Norte, and by 8 p.m. the same day, It will move to about 190 kilometers west-northwest of Lawag City. By Sunday, July 20th, the tropical depression is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for